we have Dr. Stella Wuttke with us today. She was ordained by Roy Eugene Davis. So she is a teacher within this tradition, and she worked intensively with Harold and Marlies Reisky of Germany. She's a neurotherapy and neurofeedback specialist and sound healing practitioner, as well as a certified yoga and meditation teacher. She's the co-founder of the Wuttke Institute, the founder of the Infinite Potential Institute with Marty Wuttke. And it's wonderful to have her with us here today. She's knowledgeable in all kinds of things. And I've seen part of her presentation already, and I can't wait to see what she's going to say about sound healing and the Om vibration and mantra. So I'll turn it over to you, Stella. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Ryan, for the introduction. It's a pleasure to be here and see you all. It's great. I will start sharing my screen. I always like to work with PowerPoint slides. I'm a very visual person myself. So, right, can you see the slides and hear me well?
Yes, okay. It's all good.
Great. Thank you, Ryan. So today I will talk about the power of sound and mantra practice. And the deeper I dove into sound and vibration myself, the clearer and more tangible it became for me why mantra practice and sound can be so powerful. And when we as yogis think of sound and vibration, one thing that comes up first is Om. And Om, defined by Roy, is the vibration of the power of consciousness. So Om is the vibration which is everywhere within us, goes through everything. And so this vibration encompasses everything. And the Om itself has three phonetic components, A, U, M, and these relate to the three stages of cosmic creation. And those are kind of this creational part, preservation and dissolution. Om is mentioned in various Vedic texts, in the Upanishads, in the Yoga Sutras, and which kind of shows how important it is. And it's also called the sound of creation, and it's the original vibration of the universe. And also the first vibration, and all other vibration and frequencies are manifested out of Om. And you find this idea in different religion and philosophies. And so Om is actually, kind of it's acknowledged in Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, and you find similarities to Om in other belief systems like Christianity with Amen. One thing I want to mention too is Om has this nasal sound, and it's pronounced as one word, it's one vibration, rather than pronouncing it A-U-M. And so I have to kind of take a step back to say, or enlarge our view of things. When we think of everything there is, In Vedic philosophy, in yogic philosophy, we have two parts, the unmanifested part of pure consciousness, and then the manifested aspects. In the manifested aspect, that's where we have Om, which unfolds, and where everything is created and sustained, which we know as material. And now my big point will be to kind of make it more tangible that we are vibrational beings. So everything in us is vibrating energy, and everything around us is vibrating energy. So in Vedic philosophy and yogic philosophy, we have different energies and forces which are assumed, which then make Maya, all which is manifested, in which we also experience as material realms. But Maya is not an illusion, but it's illusory. So it seems material, but we are really not. And so Om is thought to have unfold in four aspects, in four forces. And I don't want to go into real detail, but I want you to have an overview of what Vedic science says. So we have different forces, creative forces, which make everything we see and feel and hear. And so there is a creative force, there's time, space, and there are fine forces, light and sound, which kind of manifest in material forces. And then we think of different realms, and these different realms of fields, where there is the causal field, astral fields, and then the physical realm. Those are different fields of energy, and we can think of them as more or less subtle. And now, the fascinating thing for me is that when you look into the development of physics of the last 150 years, where we are talking now about quantum physics and quantum field theory and the standard model, we really start to measure things which are absolutely in line with this Vedic science. And funny or not, the most important quantum physicists like Bohr, Schrödinger, Max Planck, and so they mostly studied the Vedic scriptures themselves. So who knows why there are these parallels. But quantum field theory and the standard model, they basically say too that the universe is vibrational. It's vibrational energy fields, and that matter is actually oscillating energy. David Tong, he's a professor in quantum physics. He says that particles wave quantum fields tied up into little bundles of energy. So in these modern theories of physics, we have different energy fields. They could be potentially compared to these fields and realms in Vedic philosophy, and they are everywhere at all times and interact with each other. And so all these fields are vibrating energy, so oscillating in different frequencies of energy, which interact with each other. And there are actually not really particles, but what we think of particles or matter are actually just bundles of energy tied up, like David Tong says, and this then appears to us as matter. So when you think of, well, you probably don't see my video, but I'm holding a stone now. So the stone is nothing else but vibrating energy. There is no matter like we think it is. That's the part which, is illusory. So it's not, it's there, but it seems to be matter, and we call it that, but it's really vibrating energy. So in that sense, everything which comes into existence, which emanates out of the vibration of Om. Om has different aspects, different forces and fields which come to existence through the polarities, through the gunas, then Om, and so it's kind of, having this whole tree, how everything comes into existence and is held in existence. And according to quantum physics, and there we have this famous formula of Einstein, that energy and matter are more or less the same. So matter is energy times light squared, when I'm correct now. So Einstein says that we are slowed down light and sound waves, a walking bundle of frequencies tuned to the cosmos. And I will come to another example where it is more tangible to really feel and kind of experience or have a better sense how everything we know really is vibrating energy. And so physics really went away from this mechanical models, which when you think them through, they don't work for a lot of things. So they found out that these are actually not correct. And this gave rise to these modern theories in physics, which turn out to be more correct. And those assume different energy fields, which are everywhere, also within you, in your body. We are basically through those energy also connected. We could think of us, like there's a huge ocean of different, kind of fields which are entangling with each other, interacting with each other. And then there are little ripples and waves or condensed energy which become us or particles. But it's really one field. And this makes also sense when you think of sometimes you walk into a room and you kind of feel a different energy. And this is because we are really one with that. We are walking like in a sea of energy where the quality of this energy is changing. And I think that we can sometimes really sense that. And so I'm just, yeah, so in quantum physics, they even go that far that they say now that these particles which we then call matter, this condensed or energy, they come to existence, but they can also dissolve again. And there's also an influence of consciousness on energy, on how we perceive things. Now, when we feel, into that and think of that we are actually vibrating energy, you may want to say, well, why do we feel and look so physical? And one thing you can imagine, or how it may become a little bit more clear or tangible for you, is to think of the smallest particles as this spinning or vibrating energy. And that could be, you could imagine that to be like a small, tiny tornado. Now, a tornado has a strong force and field. And so if you, for example, would drive on a road with your car, and in front of you would be a tornado, and you would try to drive through it, it would be like a concrete wall. And this is because spinning energy produces an energy field, and that is so strong that things become, they seem to be physical, although it is really the energy field which makes them feel physical. So we are made of trillions of these mini energy tornadoes which form our cells, our organs, and then us. And this makes us like kind of, we can touch each other, and it makes us feel physical, but it's really the energy field which we feel. Now, when you think of someone, how you see someone else, this is because the light photons are actually reflected by this energy field, and this makes us visible to each other when there is a light source. When we take out the light source, I would look like that. You wouldn't see me, because yeah, there would be no sense for us to perceive the reflected light photons of the skin, or of the energy field, really. And if you would use different frequencies, then I would look like that. If we do an X-ray, then that goes through basically the first parts of this energy field, and we have different densities of these fields, and with X-rays we would depict a picture like that. So we are really vibrational beings, so our energy is always vibrating, oscillating, and is not static. And because of this vibrational nature of us, we are so susceptible for music and sound. And you may have experienced this effect of music and vibration. First of all, maybe you have attended a concert where there is, like a rock concert where there's a lot the bass, and you feel these vibrations in your belly, in your whole body. And this is because we perceive this vibration from the outside. We start to resonate with it, and then we actually can physically feel it. Another fun thing to try is to turn off the music when you watch a movie. I have done that with action or scary movies. If you turn the sound off, the emotional charge is immediately taken out to a large degree, almost everything. So the scary movie all of a sudden isn't scary anymore. And I'm sure you also have used music to support a specific mood or emotion you are in. You can basically amplify it or even bring yourself into a certain mood or emotion or state. For example, when you get up, you may have some, music going to get you going. And the key here is that you start resonating with these frequencies. We perceive sound generally through our ears, but also through the proprioceptors of our skin. So they take in this vibration, and then the vibration really goes through our whole body as it starts resonating with it, and you can actually measure it. So if you would have a tuning fork applied to the top of your head, you can actually measure the frequency on your toe. And so since we are so susceptible for vibration, we will start resonating according to the mantra we use, for example. And these vibrations, how we vibrate, how our energy is fluctuating, is also associated of how well we feel. So Dr. John Beaulieu, for example, one of the godfathers of sound healing, he says we can actually tune our bodies. We can be tuned like an instrument. And so when we live our lives, we have to adapt to different things. When we go from a dark room to a light room, our eyes adapt. When we have different temperatures going in and out of a house, we adapt. So, and we have different challenges in our life, different things happen, we have to adapt to it. So all that brings us more or less out of our harmonic frequencies. So it's important to kind of always find our balance again. And this is reflected in our frequency, in our vibration as well. There's actually a study showing that you can actually differentiate between healthy brain cells and cancerous brain cells just by their vibration. So it basically really has that of an impact. And one very interesting point of this more or less harmonic frequencies and how they relate to wellness is one thing is, I don't know if you've ever seen this frozen water structures, where this Japanese scientist froze water, where they have, I think they just put different labels on the water and then froze it. And if it's a positive quality, then water has these beautiful structures. And if it's a negative one, it's kind of disformed. So this is the same idea here. And this all started with making sound visible, which is called Cymatics now. And one of the first persons there was Ernst Chladni. I'm not sure how you actually say that name. And he made sound visible in 1787. And he basically just used a metal plate, put sand on it, and then struck the violin bone along it. And it made these beautiful geometric patterns. So sound frequency actually is not what we sometimes see when we see, a voice recording where just the amplitude goes up and down. It's just a line. It really has beautiful three-dimensional structure. And so depending on which frequency you use, it has a different pattern. And this pattern are kind of also found in nature when we look at a sunflower from above. That's a certain kind of similar to these frequency patterns. We sometimes see these church windows, these colorful windows, which also have these geometric patterns, and those are all in line with different frequencies. And to make this a little bit more clear of what sound really is, I will show you now a video that makes 89 hertz visible. And just to make that really clear, because it looks so fantastic when you see that the first time, the only thing which they used in the video is water, light, and then they applied the sound frequency. And the sound frequency is 89 hertz, and it will increase in amplitude during the video. And the video has a little bit of sound, but that actually is not really important. I just want you to see what 89 hertz.
89 hertz, gradually increasing amplitude.
Just one frequency, how alive that really is, how clearly structured. What you also see is a still point in the middle. In the middle, and I can just...
89 hertz, gradually hertz.
Pause real quick. So the middle, the still point is not changing. And that's also characteristic. And in that still point, actually, that's the point where the laws of physics, or are really different, where it's said that, we have really in the still point is where we have a connection to different realms in a way. And I think when we become very, very calm in our meditation, that's kind of where our harmony, our frequencies are in harmony, and we are kind of drawn to this still point. And that's kind of where we can enter different states of consciousness. That's my theory. Investigating how complex and what sound really is. Now you can imagine this times, billion and trillion frequencies and how that interacts with each other. And this is really our physical realm. I'll go back to my slides here. So I think I have made my point that we are vibrating energy and we are vibrational beings, and we can influence this balance and energy flow. And like I said, it's normal to go in and out of balance. It's important to keep this flexibility. And in meditation, ideally, we come more and more into harmonic frequencies and become calmer, and then can connect through the still point or to higher states of consciousness. And the question now is, what are we tuning ourselves to? Ideally, to state, an harmonic state where our energy flow is ideal. But it's also said that we can tune ourselves or get in tune with me. Some spiritual teachers said, or Paramahansa Yogananda said that to Roy Eugene Davis, get in tune with me. And so we can get in tune when we mentally open ourselves to our spiritual teacher and have our attention and concentration on that person. That's kind of how we can tune ourselves to that person. When we read the literature, we will get more in tune. And we can also use specific mantras. So in our Kriya Yoga tradition, we have the Hong So mantra, and this is said to be specifically charged to be used in our tradition. But we can also think of different deities, like Ganesha, for example, and see that as a specific energy vibration in the sea of everything. And so if you want to manifest or strengthen a certain vibration within you, you can use this mantra. Like Ganesha is the remover of obstacles, and you can see and feel what you think would work best for you. And you may have one deity you feel really drawn to already, and then can use this as a specific chant or mantra to strengthen that quality within you. One mantra I wanted to mention is Om Namah Shivaya. And before I go into details here, just think of Om one more time. Om are all frequencies there are. And it's the power of consciousness. Some say even it is that. So if you 100% come in resonance and are tuned to Om, then ideally the theory is that then you also experience that. And when you use Om in future, I hope I would, think of what we have heard today, that we are really vibration. And when we bring focus and knowledge and our devotion and put all that into our mantra practice, then the power of it will be multiplied. It will be even stronger. Now, when it comes to Om Namah Shivaya, and I'm just mentioning it really as one example. I think mantras can be very personal, and it is up to you what you want to use in your practice. Om Namah Shivaya I chose because it's interesting for me, because we are thought to have, we have these 7 main energy centers, chakras along the spine. They're depicted here more or less accurate in location in this picture as well. They have different colors, different sounds, different smells related to them, and also different elements. So earth, water, fire, air, and ether are actually related to the first 5 energy centers. So the first Muladhara that's related to earth, the second water, the third fire, the heart is air, and then the throat is ether. And when we work with these chakras, we can work with the different elements and harmonize them. And as those are harmonized, the energy flow is more ideal, and ideally also the energy flow in the Shushumna. There are different bija mantras. So bija means seeds, and they are also, we have one main bija mantra for each of these chakras. And the first 5 are Lam, Vam, Ram, Ham, and then Yam. And now Om Namah Shivaya has various, interpretations and how, you explain and use it. And one is that Om Namah Shivaya, the Na is actually related to earth, Ma to water, Shi to fire, Va to air, and Ya to ether. So you have basically, you harmonize these 5 elements with that mantra. And yes, so with that, I would like to make a little bija mantra meditation with you. Would like to invite you to do that. This meditation will be about 20 to 30 minutes. And within this, I will use the main bija mantras, but each of the chakras has also a few petals, and each of these petals have also a bija mantra. So I will not only cite the main bija mantra, but also then these secondary bija mantras of the chakras.
I highly recommend Stella. I've sort of experienced her sound healing secondhand. Jasmine, my partner, who's been doing the qigong with us, she's worked with Stella quite a bit, and I get to listen as it's happening, and and I'm in the other room, and I hear it too, and it affects me pretty profoundly as well. So I'd highly recommend working with her if you get a chance.
Great.
Yeah.
Maybe one note on that. So while I do remote session 101, I'm also, Marty and we are preparing a platform right now where we will have recordings of sound healing sessions as well as meditations. And if you sign up for our newsletter or just let me know that you're interested in that, I will let you know when we are ready. We are currently have a beta version and are working on that. And hopefully this year we will come up with that.
Well, would they be able to, so if I put up like the Wuttke Institute website, would they be able to get in touch with you through that? Would that be?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just put that in the chat here.
Yeah, if you could do that, please. I had a slide, but I didn't show it anymore.
That's okay.
On my contact.
WuttkeIPI.com.
Yeah, that's the one. And,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Stella. It was wonderful to see you, and give my best to Marty.
I will.
Yeah.
All the best to you. Have a wonderful retreat. Bye-bye.
Take care. Thank you.